Hey there, and welcome. Today we're diving into Australia's Electronic Travel Authority, or ETA. It's often seen as the fast-track visa for visitors, but the real question is it the right one for you? Let's find out.
So you're thinking about a trip down under, maybe for a fantastic holiday or a quick business visit. If that's you, then you are in exactly the right place. We're going to figure out if this speedy ETA visa is your golden ticket. Let's break it down.
Okay, so the ETA is all about making things quick and simple. You can pop in and out of Australia for up to 3 months at a time over a whole year. But, and this is a big but, it comes with some really strict eligibility rules. So we're going to walk through a super clear checklist to see if you make the cut.
First things first, we're at what I call the first gate. This is the most critical requirement, the one that everything else really hinges on, and it all comes down to the passport you're holding.
This is it, the very first non-negotiable hurdle. If your passport isn't on the special list of eligible countries, then an ETA application is a non-starter. It's really as simple as that.
So take a look. The list includes a lot of the usual suspects: the US, the UK, Canada, plus major partners in Asia and Europe. If you see your country on this list, then hey, congratulations. That's a huge green light. You've just cleared the very first date.
And this is a really important distinction to make. The ETA is specifically for a full citizen passport from one of those approved countries. Any other kind of travel document, like a certificate of identity or a titre de voyage, just won't work for this specific application.
Okay, but what if you're a dual citizen? This is a super important point. If one of your passports is Australian, you don't need a visa. In fact, you can't even apply for one. You have an automatic right to enter Australia, but you must use your Australian passport to do it.
All right, so you made it past the passport gate. Awesome, but we're not done yet. Now we need to move on to the next checkpoint, and this one is all about you, your intentions for the visit, and a little bit about your personal history.
You'll see this phrase, genuine visitor, a lot. So what does it actually mean? Well, it's pretty simple. It means your trip is temporary. You're coming for a holiday, to visit family, or for some pretty limited business stuff like meetings or negotiations. You're absolutely not coming to work or to live in Australia. Okay, next up is the health requirement. Now, for most people, this is a total non-issue, a simple box to tick. But there is one really specific, critical exception that you absolutely have got to know about before you even think about applying.
And this is the question right here, so pay close attention. If the answer is yes for any reason at all, or if you've ever failed a health check for a previous Australian visa, then the ETA is just not the right visa for you, period.
And look, don't just take my word for it. This is straight from the Department of Home Affairs. This isn't a rejection. It's more like a red flag that points you to the right alternative, which is the Subclass 600 visa. Why? Because those situations need a more detailed human review, something the automated ETA system just isn't built for.
All right, next up is the character requirement, and it works in a very similar way to the health check. It's another standard check, but it also has a clear off-ramp if your personal history is a little more complex.
And this is the big one. Do you have a criminal conviction in any country? Honesty here is absolutely everything. The Australian government needs to know, no matter where it happened or how long ago.
And you guessed it, the official advice points you down a different road. Again, it's the Subclass 600 visa. The ETA is automated, it's fast, and because of that, it's not designed for situations that need a real person to look at the details. That's what the Subclass 600 is for.
Okay, deep breath. We're on the home stretch now. If you've cleared the passport, visitor, health, and character checks, there are just a couple of last little things to tie up before you're totally in the clear.
These last two checks are pretty straightforward. First, money. You can't owe any money to the Australian government. And second, for any applicants under 18, the visa will only be granted if it's considered to be in the child's best interest. You tick those two boxes and you are almost there.
So let's put all the pieces of the puzzle together. We've gone through the gates, the checkpoints, and all the final details. It is time for the final verdict on your ETA eligibility.
So, here it is, your ultimate ETA checklist. If you can go down this list and say, yep, that's me to every single point, then you are in fantastic shape to apply for an Australian ETA.
But hang on, let's say you've checked every single box. You are the perfect candidate. What could possibly go wrong now? Well, there's one final trap that can catch even the most eligible people. Any ideas what it might be?
And here it is. This is the #1 thing that trips people up: making a mistake on your application. Even a tiny mistake, a typo in your passport number, getting a date wrong, can be seen as providing incorrect information. And trust me, that is a huge deal.
And this is why it is such a huge deal. A canceled ETA can bring your travel plans to a screeching halt. So, what's the big takeaway from all this? Be meticulous. Double-check, triple-check every single detail you enter. In the end, your accuracy is literally your ticket to a smooth journey to Australia.